But I think that the Slaughter still just pierces right through. You know, it's too much amplified damage. Or what's it called now? Corrosive Haze.
Corrosive Haze is the spell name. Yeah. Kunkka should be fine in the lane still just because of the Warlock there. I think Slardar is going to take a lot of damage. If he gets Fatal Bonded on the wave with a Cleave,
Yeah.
he doesn't have any sustain unless he gets Tree Armored, which, you know, he can't Tree Armor every lane, right?
Yeah.
If he even opts to skill it early on.
I wonder if he goes for like that Ring of Health to get like a Vanguard or something.
He will have to, yeah.
Yeah,
But
okay.
I'm just afraid that, like, wave 1, spam. Wave 2, spam. And he's not going to be able to get, like, 3 hits off and bully him in the lane here. I don't see it. So, in theory, it might sound good, but unless they can all-in the Kunkka, it might get a little rough.
You say that. HellRaisers actually maybe thinking Kunkka's offlane. DM has played offlane Kunkka in the past because they're starting to ban some
That's
carries here. They
true.
banned the Troll.
But then you picked up what, the Slaughter blind? Because that's a
It's
bit
possible.
of a danger.
I mean, there's some synergy with Slaughter and the rest of their draft. Like
True,
Lina, if you're going to play Lina as this kind of mid carry, having the amplified damage fits really nicely. A lot of minus armor with Slaughter, the Snapfire too, so the Roche taking potential's there.
Sure.
I don't mind it in terms of how it fits with their draft, but if you can escape the laning phase unscathed,
Which hero, sorry?
the Slardar.
Oh, Slardar, yeah.
It feels like, even if it's not going to be a safe lane Kunkka, it does fit with the rest of the
Yeah, I think the
heroes.
two best safe laners versus the Slardar are out of the game now, which is the Medusa and the Troll.
Okay.
I mean, there's no Terrorblade as well, which is also pretty good throughout the game. The lane is not so much, but... So it should be...
What about Drow? Isn't
The
Drow
best.
decent against Slaughter in the lane?
Yeah, it's decent, but Slardar at some point, if you ever get on top of the Drow, yeah, you can cross yours, but...
And there's the
We'll
cookie
see.
kind of to help you to maybe get on top.
Yeah. So, I don't know. This lane is a little bit of a question mark for me. I think they're going to do Snap Slardar versus Kunkka Warlock, but maybe they won't. Maybe this Monkey King will just end up being carry again. They're leaving it really open until this pick here.
Yeah, HellRaisers, I mean, they ban a carry and an offlaner, so they're even themselves saying they don't know where Kunkka's going or even where Monkey's going.
Yeah, so I'd like to still see Kunkka carry and them to pick an offlaner here, but it's going to be blind.
You pick an
Mars
offlaner.
is still in the pool. I would actually like to see a Mars from either side. I just think the hero's just so good right now
Yeah.
that it's still in the pool. And I think the reason I'd want them to take it right now on VP is just so HellRaisers doesn't like even go for it themselves. But I guess with Slardar, I don't think they're willing to play carry Slardar.
Yeah, that seems...
A little bit of a stretch, so maybe they're safe in that regard.
I would love to see it though. Much like the carry Bounty Hunter, I think it's exciting.
It's playable. It's
I
not
think
really
so.
not bad.
Yeah.
Not a hero that farms or is going to scale that easily. You're putting a lot of like eggs in the Lina carry me basket.
Okay. So it is a Kunkka carry then.
No Monkey, no Luna. Ursa's in the pool. Thinking of traditional counters for this Timber when you see it. Ursa versus Gyro's... It doesn't really win the lane versus Timber, but it's on. Most Gyros nowadays don't opt to max the nukes. They kind of just want to max the flak and farm.
That's true. They go for the stats build now.
So I think Ursa looks the best to me here in this situation. Farm it up, chill out for a little bit.
Is Kunkka not a bit of a nuisance for the Ursa? Oh, I guess if you're carry, you don't go for the make water build.
I feel like Ursa should be good versus Kunkka.
Good call. Well, they didn't have many options, but you're playing playing Ursa into Kunkka and Timbersaw, two melee heroes, so...
I shouldn't be crazy and bust out like the carry silencer and OD, you know?
It actually looks pretty good for HellRaisers as the draft.
Yeah, I mean, this Slardar
mind.
Ursa will shred Timbersaw.
Yeah.
Like, if he ever shows up on the map, he's just gone, unless he
Yeah.
has a really fast Yules.
Yeah, and they've got the team fight to make up for the fact those are so single target from their supports, so if they can protect their supports, get off good overgrowth kisses, like their fight looks pretty good until the BKBs come out. But
So for me, mid lane, questionable. I don't know who wins this. Maybe GBK will outskill him. Top lane, I think this Kunkka and Warlock should win. But this Ursa, if he can get out of the laning stage, I think HellRaisers, if they get out of the laning stage, they look really good. But if they don't, VP can snowball this game very easily.
Right. Would you agree with that, Gods?
I would. Yes.
Right.
Yeah, I'm excited. I don't know. I don't feel like either team has a huge draft win here, so I think this should be a good game 3.
Right. Exciting. The words Game 3 just roll off the tongue, much like the words Lyrical and Trent will be your casters for this game.
Thank you so much, Avo. And yes, Trent, we are here. The Ursa as the last pick, it was something that, you know, people are like, all right, this Timbersaw, it's going to be this big thing that ends everybody. And then, oh, what do you know? The Bear's still there. Do you think that they're going to be able to get out of the laning stage? That was sort of the key point that I felt like we took away from the panel there at the end.
Yeah, it's poor Gods like, oh, do you agree with TI Win or Fear, Gods? Like, there's no winning there.
Do ya? Just raise up the hands.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, okay, I kind of know some stuff. So, no, 100% though, right? Like, they were kind of forced into the Ursa in some regard. Because I think everyone looks and it's like, well, that's really the only thing left here. But and it's been a common trend today, I guess, right? Has been like the laning stage. It seems like whoever does well there carries through. I feel like we haven't had many games that have really flipped so far today. It's mostly felt like those who have led have ended up being the winners. Perhaps last game there was like some momentum going for HellRaisers when that strat fell apart, but overall it kind of seemed like we felt like Virtus.pro was stronger that whole time. So it's all coming down to this one, and we actually don't have a pause this time. We can watch some Dota.
Yeah. Can hop right into it. I'm super ready. Lots of chat lines, though, getting spammed out, which you'll love to see. I got to say, if HellRaisers are able to come away with the victory here, this has got to be the upset so far of the DPC. Maybe not, I like definitely for Eastern Europe, but I haven't been paying that much attention to what's been going on in the rest of the area. But HellRaisers coming out looking strong and, you know, taking down Virtus.pro would be a hell of a story.
The entire DPC. We're just gonna go with that. Doesn't matter.
The history of the DPC.
In the history of Dota 2, there has never been a comeback like this. An underdog story of victory. Yeah, that's right. Sure. Sounds good.
You know, even if it's not true, we can just lie and make it sound better. That's the great word. They got it.
Oh, they got it. Ah.
Nailed it. Yeah. What a great voice line. Well, they managed to take that one. Do they have another one placed down anywhere? There's a pretty aggressive... I think that this is the second time that Virtus.pro has placed this like really early ward down here across the river. GPK realizing I can't be here any longer to sneak this rune, but on the other side, able to get away with one. Pure picks up another, so 3 for VP to start.
Good way to go there for them, and... Radiant side for Virtus.pro. So, Slardar playing Delay versus Kunga. Definitely not something that we're used to seeing, but we are very used to this idea of Snapfire position 4 being one of the outright most oppressive 4s that you're going to see in a pro game right now. Weaver's banned every game, which tends to be another big one with the use of the bugs and an orb of corrosion here, or rather a Blightstone first for our Snapfire. So. We'll see how much pressure they can actually output, because Kunkka also has quite a bit of pressure himself, and of course you're dealing with the Fatal Bond. So like Fear was pointing out with the idea of Fatal Bonds plus Sven, you have that cleave, it's a ton of damage being spread everywhere. We're going to do the same thing here with the Tidebringer.
Yeah, super annoying to deal with. It was a little bit interesting. It looked like a couple of those creeps started hitting each other before they were able to get the Fatal Bonds off, which obviously mitigates that extra bit of damage that you're going to be able to do as Gilgear just goes for the pull there off to the side. And it looks like also up top here, DM was able to get a good starting position for these creeps. A little bit of trickery going on with the creep pull action and aggro, and that's going to set them out to a good start.
I really like the use of Gilgear pulling that lane, because Slardar is starting with the Crush, and so not having the Bash means that you're not really contesting one-on-one very much, right? Because you just don't have that many tools available to you.
Oh, rush there, but again, lots of pressure. Limitless making something out of it, though. Able to sneak away that range creep deny. And this is something that's going to be interesting to watch. If they can get an advantage out of that, like it's huge for HellRaisers.
And he's just going to chase Gilgears up top, TP out. Very well done. But they don't really have any play right now, because he needs a lot more regen on this Slardar here. Limitless going to be in trouble. Best they can hope to do is try and stop the waves from being pulled and see if they can at least stay in XP range, because I don't think he'll be doing much last hitting.
No, it's very difficult. Now, obviously, when these type of situations happen, it's a little bit better if it's underneath the tower, as Limitless does get a little bit of extra regen there. Another round of the Fatal Bonds being spammed out. And does he have anything else coming on the courier right now? Another set of tangos. So that's kind of what they need.
Yeah, he gets stopped up by Gilgear, so that's going to hurt him a little bit, obviously. But, I mean, that's your point as a support, trying to nail your core to keep farming, so that's good. But constant faring of that regen. So even if your last hits wind up being, like, kind of even, of course, you're going to be spending a lot into regen, whereas not much of a concern for Pure. Pure already going to have some boots coming out here soon. I mean, even Ilya still has 5 tangos and a salve down bottom, too. Like, this is just freedom right now, so... maybe I'll talk about it in the lane sometime. I'll consider it.
It's fine. Yeah,
Mid lane, Rebel, dead.
Dude, GPK coming in again. This is the second game in a row with the first kill, solo kill by a mid laner. Trying to high five, there's nobody there.
No, that was a little bit strange. It honestly looked like he just like made some sort of a movement mistake too. Because he just got blown up. Like, there wasn't really much fight back. I think he missed the LSA as well. It came in there a little bit late.
Yeah. Damn, dude. GPK trying to carry the team through that quap play.
Got the outplay, as expected, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, nonetheless, we're seeing that across the board right now, Timbersaw actually about at the same level as the Slardar. And if he's not careful, Watson... looking for a bit of the chase down, forcing DM back.
He's so close to 4. He's just like, oh, please. I just want my Timber Chain.
Oh, stacks? Stacks? No Timber Chain for him. Down bottom, more action going, and they force DM completely out of XP range. Meanwhile, bottom, they do find the kill onto Limitless.
Yeah, and all that regen going to come to play. And now X still on cooldown. He'd have to hit this turret, and even then it wouldn't be enough damage, so Gilgear will walk it off.
Mid, yet again. LSA going to connect, but Boundless Strike afterwards.
Oh, he was so close to 6 on GVK. He didn't quite have the mana for it anyway, though, so
Right.
they wouldn't have had the play even if it was synced up. Does mean that Rebel can't return right now, though, I don't think. And meanwhile, bottom, the revenge kill.
Okay.
What?
Well,
I mean, I
let's
know
just
they
take
had to
some
wait
down.
for some levels. That's crazy. I would not have expected that. They had so much regen left.
Yeah, just not staying up high enough. Interesting. Very good for HellRaisers, that one. Being able to find that kill onto the Kunkka.
A lot of that damage was also from the snap, too, right? Because level 2 and the little shredder, as well as with the Blightstone. So combined with the physical damage of the Slardar, they are able to cut through this Kunkka. I mean, it is a strength hero, only 5 armor. And, of course, that is going to matter here when you're subtracting that armor in the early game. So good way to get through just that larger HP pool the hero's going to have.
Mm-hmm. Well, that is definitely a big win. As up top again, Watson forcing back DM a little bit more. They're keeping their eyes on that small camp, as you can see, but DM just nothing gotten for free here. They're going. Sonic Wave afterwards. Tree Armor ain't going to be enough because it ain't even there. Only had the Leech Seed out.
Felt like only a matter of time before that kill was going to happen, and so HellRaisers realizing that, obviously, with the level advantage of the Queen of Pain, so they try and bring the tree for the save, but it's not going to be enough.
Ooh,
Whoa.
Limitless. Careful, buddy.
Dude, that catapult
Dude, that's crazy. Yeah, it's
has
going
so
to...
much HP.
He's got a salve going. If they hit it, though, it's going to be okay.
Yeah, we're all good. Crazy Fatal Bonds.
The level 5 right now for Pure, given a little bit of space as Ilias keeps on doing these pulls constantly. If you get 6 before too long, that could be the end of the Slardar again in this lane.
Ilias is actually circling into the Ancients, saying that I think he knows that the bounty's still there, but they're just going in, harassing Rebel once more. He's going to use that haste turn. Oh,
Pure.
come on, go for it.
Down bottom, looking for him. No more hits, all they need. And Pure gonna get brought down again.
GBK is coming. Hasted. Did steal that bounty rune and
Dude.
wants to get the finish. Hurry, Queen!
The cookie's coming. And, yep, didn't
Mop and
need
bucket.
ya. Chance?
No!
Oh, misses the scream. Not gonna happen. They finish off both. No, Limitless will get out. So they split it up, and man, this Slardar lane has worked out fabulous.
They were doing a great job being patient to get those levels up before committing for the big kills there, too. Especially, again, considering how well they burned through that early regen there that HellRaisers was bringing. Surprised that, like, sure, it's still like a gold lead for Pure in the lane matchup, but you've got to be pleased with that in terms of a recovery.
Right.
Meanwhile, Rebel looking for recovery for sure up in that top jungle area, playing somewhere a little bit safer.
Yeah, this is not necessarily what you want to have happen for the mid lane. DM in the meantime too, a little bit behind the Slardar, not by a huge amount, but does have that level 6 now, and that's where it really opens up the Timbersaw's game potential to try and either A, put pressure on, or B, clear through some stacks potentially.
Yeah.
Gilgear from the high ground. No rune spawn there. Instead, it's Melody who picks it up on the tree. Yeah, I'm scouting it this whole time.
He's been living in this zone of the map pretty much this whole game.
Yeah, it's been weird. Jumps forward.
Oh, whoops.
Kills the courier and the TP out. That was pretty sick. I like that.
Yeah.
Damn.
We'll keep his sentry in place there, and he was a little concerned. That's why he jumped back at first, because he thought maybe they had some sort of vision seeing him up on that tree and was going to get cut down. But once the sentry was there and the courier was coming, he's like, oh, nice. They're just trying to scout this out.
Level 7, Limitless. Going to get dropped, and that is the danger. As well, will he? Run in. Gonna get out of there. The Fatal Bonds, and rather the Shadow Word wasn't enough.
Yeah, the Living Armor was actually coming through there as well, helping to get the save. So 2 points for Malady, getting him out of that one.
Big plays.
Does get the rest of the Radiant into that area, though, so they're going to steal that bounty rune again. Just a constant snag that they're getting from HellRaisers. Meanwhile, up top, DM taking a lot of pressure here from Ursa. Hard to get the kill, but also just very difficult to actually get a lot of CS in this lane for Timbersaw.
Right.
Now they're collapsing mid again. They just won't leave Rebel alone.
No. Always on top. Fatal Bonds thrown out onto the creep wave and just forcing Lina away. Appreciating what they're seeing. Giving another tip there. That's a smoke up, though, that comes afterwards. Still a ways away from a blink, but they want to try and kill this Kunkka if possible. Pure, in spite of dying, a couple of times here, has still been able to sit top of the net worth.
Yeah, they haven't found that continued pressure. They also still don't have level 6 right now on Gilgear. Very close. Perhaps they could go for a kill if they had it. Might try and lurk around here for a bit of extra XP. Could even potentially steal it here.
Looking for it. Cookie comes. Not going to be there in time. Has the bash primed. And it went a bit too far, and now the TPs are coming.
He's killing the small camp for ulti.
Oh, wanted it, but not going to get it. And Limitless is going to fall. They also left a freaking Keen Optic behind.
He left the Keen Optic
Damn,
on the small camp. He killed the small camp to get level 6, but then left the Keen Optic.
Oh, don't know if anybody saw it, though.
Oh, team. Oh, everything matters. Whoever gets this wins the game. This is the deciding factor.
Yeah. Well, it might be a little while, actually. We'll have to keep our eyes on it, see if we figure it out by the end.
Coming.
Pierre's too busy farming.
It's coming. Don't go anywhere, Yus. Just stay. Look at this.
We're going to miss a kill because of this. You know it's going to happen.
Yeah, that's fine. It doesn't matter. No. No,
Pierre
Pierre.
doesn't care.
Pierre. There. No, Pierre.
Oh, no.
Can I all chat? I don't think that's legal.
This is the more efficient farming. That's what's going on. Don't you dare all chat. What are you doing?
Yeah, Eosin, get out of there. Yes, come on. Oh my god, he's not going to see it. Yeah,
No.
Is Limitless going to get it now?
Maybe.
Who will get the optic? Find out next episode. Top lane. All right, we can leave. They all
Fight.
DM.
And I think that this is going to be curtains. Timbersaw
Back
gets
to the
brought
optic.
down. It's still gone.
It's still there.
Yeah. Dude, this
We got
is
two
like
heroes.
the
Here's
Aegis
outnumbered.
drop again. Pure. Oh, a little bit of mix up there for figuring out who wanted to do what. Meantime,
No,
Watson
Pierre, he's gonna get
gets
it.
jumped on up top.
Oh, you
They're
walked
trying
right
to
by
kill
it.
him. Can they do it? Can they kill him? Watson living. Meanwhile, Laguna Boy comes out. GPK gets out of there. They X back. Oh, nicely done. Pulling Gilgear back to the play.
Pierre walked over it. He literally walked over it. He left it.
Dude, it's never going to get picked up. They're never going to
Guys,
see it.
team, it's right there.
Nobody is ever going to see this trend.
You can see it.
Oh,
It's
my
daytime.
God.
I looked at your view.
Pierre's not coming back this way either. They're giving up that tower.
Ah. My
This
God.
This is pain for you, man. I feel
All right,
it.
up top.
Going again. Melody trying to make his way out, but the boundless strike comes in. GPK finds the final touch. And in the meantime, look at this. Watson. Sneaky, sneaky bear.
They need a detective on this case to tell that
That's
someone's
right.
rotating. And maybe. Do you know? I noticed one of the Brazilian casters is actually tagged as Sherlock. So
Oh, nice. Okay.
yeah, that's good.
Well, 12-minute Roche, not bad. Will be a nice little pickup for him here. Gets the Aegis, tries to get out afterwards. And in the meantime, it's a trade-off of Tier 1 tower for Tier 1 tower, and still the Keen Optic on the ground.
It's still there. It's just taunting me. Oh, Gilgear. Atoning first says, no, the trees! They're in the way. All right,
Wait,
come
does
on,
he know?
Come on, now, a little further, little further.
Go, go! Oh, no! It's not gonna happen. It's gonna sit there all game. Oh, no. That's so sad.
Oh, that's so depressing. What a shame.
Well, Homage as well. Scouting
You know,
out.
it's really Malady who should be like, yo, guys, where's, how come I don't have an item yet? What's going on?
That's how
the
it goes.
courier. Oh, limitless, limitless. Right there.
Oh my
Am
god.
I insane? I've gone insane.
No, it's definitely there. It's definitely there. I'm with you.
Man, the hyper focus of a pro player is something else.
It really
All they
is.
see is efficiency. That thing, it's not in their brain. It's just
Yeah.
another empty camp or something. Just can't go there.
GPK. Pressuring. Watson there. Taking a lot of damage. Chakram pretty low, but obviously with the Aegis and having that Enrage ready, no opportunity. Do they go for a round 2 of this? Melody gets jumped on. They're just going to call it. Not try and go for any big play here. Instead, just get the farm on DM. Keep the pressure on, but Limitless did find one. It's on Ilias. Don't want to go that much further.
All right. I'm just saying, if Gilgear had Keen Optic there, that cookie combos into a stun on GPK.
my
I'm just
God.
saying. I'm just saying.
Trent.
I'm just saying. That was it. That was the moment.
Well, we can all just pine over what could have been, you know? It's the one that got away, Trent.
Story of my life.
Yamich getting caught here. This is the reveal of the Diffusal Blade, and they will finish off that Monkey King. Now, something we haven't seen yet, Warlock ulti. But imagine it might come online pretty soon here, as HellRaisers are starting to group together and play around this Slardar Blink Dagger.
I got to move on, won't I?
Dude, they're never gonna pick that up. There's no
It's time.
reason to go there.
It's time to actually talk about the game, huh? All right, sounds good. We do have Overgrowth as well, though, so it's just like I feel like it's gonna be very hard for Virtus.pro to fight into this, like with that blink that you're talking about. So, yeah, I'm very confident in HellRaisers' ability to actually move forward with this Aegis right now. What are their best options? I guess getting the BKB done on Pure, which is really damn close. That is a problem. Pure's BKB is certainly the answer for these big fights, and they're gonna smoke back towards their own territory. They have a lot of vision up here from HellRaisers.
Oh, 60 gold away. Pure. Wait, they just ran by him. It's like the Keen Optic all over again. The boat comes out, Enrage is there. But eventually they will bring down that Kunkka.
Oh, Rebel, no, Rebel.
He's standing on it. Oh
Rebel.
my god.
Rebel.
Oh my god, it's in
Rebel.
vision. Meanwhile, back in the river again. How much caught? Limitless is gonna get him. The combination is there, and eventually they bring down the Monkey King. Jeez. You okay there, dude?
I mean, it actually doesn't matter at this point. I mean,
No.
it's whatever. Although, what's happening this game? Why doesn't Queen have one either?
Yeah, that's a good point. No neutral item for her. As a possessed mask in
It's
there.
a high-stakes game, guys. Like,
Just not tripping.
maybe she just thought it was fair. She's like, you know what, guys? I think they lost one. I won't take the mask. It's cool.
That's right. That bottle refill did not work for GPK as a TP in from Kunkka. A little unfortunate there. But HellRaisers, you're trying to get towards those BKBs. Slardar,
Gilgear.
soon to be online. No. Rip.
I swear, I'll drop it eventually. It's so close every time.
You won't.
I know. I can't. I'm ruining the quality of this game.
Oh no, it's fine.
I just can't help it.
It's one of those things that when I'm looking at it, it's just like you think about all those plays that could have been. You just had it, even just the
tell ya.
regen.
Well,
GPK?
mid lane, Watson. We'll jump on out of there. Oh, you're just gonna put a ward on it. It's just gonna sit there. All right, cool. That's fine. That's totally fine. They know. They can hear me. I understand.
They understand what's up.
All right, they're gonna smoke up, hiding behind their Kunkka. The push onto the tier 1 mid. The Aegis expires. What a well-timed push.
And Ilias with Rock ready to go, but well, on the other side.
So they have
It's the
vision
way
in
of the
between,
backs.
but they don't have anything up the river, which is a little bit scary for a Slardar.
Yeah.
And they're not feeling super confident about this, and they're gonna force you to commit because they have a train protector.
Right.
So you have to go all the way in for this tower. We're not gonna do some like you can't get like this quick in and out because it's just pointless, right? And so that actually gives you a lot more freedom in terms of defense as HellRaisers as well, because you don't have to panic as much to just like show up at the tower.
No.
It lets you be a lot
Rebel?
greedier on your farm.
Literally walking. Oh, we got
Rebel!
it! Rebel did it!
HellRaisers won, ladies and gentlemen. Virtus.pro, they had their chances. That's it. You're going to see their luck is just going to turn. This gold, it's going to go
Look
their
at
way
this.
and never go back.
They're on pure already.
Look at him go.
Ready for it to happen. The
Oh,
chase
no.
down. Oh, but the Rock. That one hurt. Sonic Wave not doing nearly anything.
Oh, he's toggling. He's living.
Pure gets out of there. Ilias' Rock is running away. Limitless trying to make his way out of there as well. And the cookie comes through. In the end, nobody dies. All the big abilities used. Nothing happened.
Is that a cursed optic? Is that what that was?
I mean,
All right.
they did have Arcane for the Sonic Wave, though, so GPK will have it back up again in a bit.
Well, no cooldowns for either offlaner as well, which is a nice little thing we have going this game too. And DM did get that early Yule Scepter. This game too, very useful versus the Ursa and the Slardar. They'll back themselves away. So again, coming back to the idea of the full commitment being needed, they don't even want to go back for this without the availability of the Golem, just because the fight gets a lot harder, and they're not in any huge rush, which I think our panel pointed out. I wouldn't say that HellRaisers necessarily like win late game automatically or anything like that. I think it's pretty even, if not Virtus.pro favored. So they're not going to panic on anything here. Just going to be more confident just farming up the heroes right now.
I mean, to be fair, we know they already win, so that's fine.
true. Yeah, that's also true.
DD denied by Gilgear. And down bottom, Yamcha is pushing this out again. I will say that Wukong's command, like, even if it's not doing as much damage because it's support monkey, it still is pretty terrifying and annoying to play into.
It's kind of cool when you have a Slardar too, who's always going to be like going for this bonus this minus armor, so you have the bonus armor to counter it as well.
Yeah. Yam runs into a tree that's a little bit more alive than the others, forces them away. Dude, this entire last like 5 minutes has just been like sitting around the mid, defending that tower, and Gilgear taunting. Like that's all that's happened.
It's true. Yeah, just spamming his taunt. Now we're waiting for the Roche, and it's about 2 minutes. Another 150 spawn here today. And the true thing about the Ursa lineups is the second Roche. That's when it really comes together. You just want the first Roche done early.
Oh,
so the second Roche
Watson.
is fast.
What have you done? He accepts his fate. And Enraged TP out, not going to happen. That is a Yule Scepter, my man. Got him caught, got him killed.
Would have been pretty sweet if that had worked out, but yeah, he was in there really deep. Well, fortunately, it is a late spawn, or late-ish spawn at the very least, so I guess really we're looking at Virtus.pro, and it's not like there's much threat of them stealing Roche, but it is still certainly something that HellRaisers want to keep their eyes on and try and achieve. Great vision, though, as we're going to start playing around Roche pretty soon. We have this ward up here at the top of the jungle, dire side, that's spotting out a lot of stuff for Virtus.pro, so any sort of rotations through to like catch these waves up top, they're going to know about that, but we'll provide a pretty good angle for them to try and go for a smoke relatively soon, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Maybe next boat.
Jump. GPK.
They scanned the Roche pit. They were a little concerned
Interesting.
that Radiant might be going for it.
Yeah.
It would be very slow.
Yeah, it would take forever. I think you kind of need everybody to do it. But maybe with Golem now, having to back
Golem
up
the
again.
Roche.
No, I mean they can. I'm saying that they can make
No, I know,
that
I
play of
know.
walking in.
Just the way he phrased it.
Yeah, just golem it. They do have the silence on GPK now. Ooh, Sonic Wave, GPK in trouble, dead. Oh, Overgrowth is still a very good spell, and they got the Monkey King as well. Yeah, but just gonna go down, and that is gonna open up an easy Roche.
Someone get this man a neutral item. Is he gonna notice
Dang.
now?
Maybe. There's a lot of potential for them to get one, isn't there?
Yeah, in the stash.
Yeah.
You can just look.
Wow.
I mean, I'm definitely guilty of this. I've gone like half a game with no neutral item.
Right. Well, and GPK's still kind of owning, so it's
And
whatever.
we're like the same skill level, so like I understand. I'm kind of in his head. I understand a lot of what GBK goes through.
Yeah, it's fair. Walk a mile in a man's shoes. That's how it goes.
Dire's bottom tower.
All
right.
There it is. He just picked up a kilo. Good. It was painfully empty. He's laughing. He just
Yeah.
realized, oh, my bad, guys.
I didn't have a
Powered
neutral.
up. I haven't had a neutral this whole game, guys.
That's
I'm
really
just
funny.
our mid hero. It's fine.
I'll say that having like a laughing voice wheel line after that it sends a good message.
It really does. That's a very good sign.
Yeah.
I really hope someone pointed it out. I hope Ilias noticed. He's like, yo, dude, do you want my keen optic? What's going on? You all right?
Yeah. Don't bring it back up again. The keen
Hey, that was his keen optic. That was a different keen optic. That's unrelated, all right?
Yeah, it's true. Dude, this tier 1 tower mid's still standing. Gilgear, he's got the creep wave ready to go. They're like, we want to kill you, but blink away, and it ain't happening.
And it's fully surrounded. I don't think it's getting away this time. Question is, will HellRaisers come to defend it?
They glyph. They tree armor it. Meanwhile, bottom, they're forcing out a rotation. Dude, they're going to
Oh,
trade
that's beautiful.
the tier 2 for the tier 1. And
If
as
they
much,
kill it.
Yeah, that's a good point. Do you think about defending if you're HellRaisers? Yeah, they're not going to do it.
It is actually tempting for the memes, but definitely not worth it. They're going to try and get a catch on the way out, though. They've already smoked up. They have the full BKB ready on the slider. It's go time.
What can they find? BKB still a little ways away for Watson. And I think it's delivered right now, actually.
Oh, pure.
So, careful. Careful. Stun comes out. They got him in their sights.
That was
Pure
sick.
caught. Chase forward to BKB, but is it going to come too late? Now Watson turns to the side. Golem down, only onto one. Well, the Monkey King ultimate going, but I don't know if they're doing nearly enough damage. Watson is going to fall here, but again, still has that.
Is
Aegis.
he?
Well, maybe he won't fall. Okay, he just kills him instead. And Ilias chased down Cookie a little bit off the mark there. But HellRaisers win the fight emphatically.
I absolutely love how they played that fight. The way that they jump on the Kunkka who goes to the X anyway, because they know they have 8 seconds, right? As long as he's chain stunned, he's not going to have an opportunity for the pullback there. And while they're chain stunning and damage him during that X, Malady goes for it. He follows the line and gets there for the overgrowth, which forces the instant BKB, which means that the Ursa just like hops right on top and starts wailing away on him too. Really well done there from HellRaisers. That was absolutely perfect by them. And it's just something that's supposed to be like a safe, kind of annoying maneuver that Kunkka's allowed to do in that moment.
Well, and again, you think about like the context of these younger carries getting their first opportunities. I think this is his first DPC series that he's ever played on Pure, and that's something that you can get away with in certain other contexts, but gets punished here. And now a 5,000 gold lead for HellRaisers. Obviously, there's a lot more that goes into it than just that, but that was a pretty key moment there, an opportunity for HellRaisers they took advantage of.
It's also just such a perfect timing. Again, it's all about this second Roche and this whole timing that lines up for HellRaisers. This is the worst time to be losing fights as Virtus.pro, and it's when they want to be peaking right now. They're going to find DM. Of course, no Yules these days on the Lina, though.
Oh,
Does still catch him.
Free hand. Who needs a Yules? Damn, dude. I was sick. Well, making up for
Silver
those.
Edge.
Right?
Radiant's top tower.
Slapping him down.
Humble making up for what's been a couple of disappointing laning stages. Like, the mid games have been so solid from him.
What are they even getting right now? I mean, they're like pushing out a bit of the bottom lane, some junking, a little bit of pressure on that bottom tower. It's actually being healed up as well since it's only a catapult wave that's dealing it. No heroes there. Now they're coming high ground as HellRaisers. Virtus.pro, what's the answer? There's no golem for 40 seconds.
They got Glyph, and still a little bit of... the Aegis is about to expire. You got about 30 seconds, and that'll be enough for HellRaisers to take it back and retreat away for the moment.
I guess we'll just farm up your whole triangle. Call it a fair trade here after taking your tier 2.
True.
Radiant's top tower.
So,
Last ring for Limitless.
oh, that's cool.
That's actually
like
so
that.
sick for initiations. Don't touch me, you know?
Yeah.
Radiant's middle tower.
Little
is
Gilgear
under
hunting.
attack.
Wanted to find the Monkey King. Not going to happen.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
But that does signal no Snapfire in the area. They have Overgrowth again.
And they have Blink soon, too. On Malady.
Yeah, that's pretty
Dire's
enormous.
bottom tower
What
is
that
under
means is
attack.
that like if they force out the BKB on the Kunkka and Pure just like pops that in the middle of the fight and he has that blink up, he's gonna instantly blink and control up Pure, and then he's just gonna get absolutely melted by this Ursa.
I mean, I guess same for GPK too, right?
Yep.
Thought about finishing that TP, but back out afterwards. Yeah, I'm just gonna retreat back, group with the rest of the team. Might see a smoke here or something. I don't know. It still just seems really tough to take any of these fights at this point, but they don't have Aegis, so I don't know. It's just tough.
Using this vision from up top, and yeah, you can see them actually drawing down from HellRaisers. They kind of know what they're up to. They're saying that they're all moving in this direction towards our jungle. We'll see if that's the correct read, but they did see the path DM was taking.
All underneath the ward.
Oh yeah, now they see them completely again.
Oh, Slardar TPing into this one.
Here comes
Meanwhile,
Rebel. Do they have
another
detection?
X.
Dust?
They're in a little bit of a weird spot. Jump forward! Oh, the combo! But they get the grok down afterwards. Is it going to be enough? I'm not so sure. Limitless is there. The disarm. Rebel has to back out. Will he be able to survive through this? LSA, the back away. Couple more right clicks. 0 armor, but a great Yule Scepter afterwards.
Watson's not
Stopping
in
the
there.
initiation from
There he
Limitless,
is.
and Watson comes for another round of those ones. Catches for the kill. Pure goes down. Virtus.pro lose 2 already. Are they going to lose any more afterwards? They find the Monkey King, going to blow him up. Get the deny on the tree. Oh, Gilgear making it look easy. DM now out of mana, but gets that soul ring off and now looking for the runaway. Another round, but they find him. LSA connects. Couple more hits, and DM2 will die.
HellRaisers. Man, they tried to get aggressive there from Virtus.pro, but just caught in the vision, as you said. Like, they dropped an opt on the high ground, but they didn't check for the sentry. Maybe because they wanted to get some forward detection because of the way the Lena's been initiating. So they actually did, like, Boundless Strike and Dust Rebel at the start, I believe, but they were just fighting under vision the whole time. You're not going to win a fight like that. And as you said, great initiation there from HellRaisers, too. Despite the golem coming down after, it didn't really seem to matter.
Yeah, imagine if that golem doesn't happen. And that would have been really rough. But I think some of that obviously is having like heroes stacked on top of each other. And I don't think that they all end on the Warlock. Regardless, though, now this 8,000 gold lead, 30 seconds until Roche is capable of respawning. We're getting to some of these other later items too. Like, I don't know, if Limitless can finish off this AC, there's so much minus armor. What's the answer for Virtus.pro?
Yeah, looking through it, I think the halberd is obviously pretty key. You know, maybe you can catch that key moment on Watson to hold him back, to actually allow you to take down some of his supporting staff. We're still looking at Alina, who is relatively killable. I mean, frankly, their damage is just not very bursty. Like, you have the Sonic Wave, and maybe you can combo that up with like a Fatal Bonds or something, but I don't really have this feeling that they're able to actually cut through Revel in time. Like, it seems like there's just too much save coming out between all the stun coverage as well as now this blink overgrowth.
Right.
Feels like they need to start a fight already up a hero. Like, they need to pick off first.
Well, and you would imagine that this is something that their team could potentially do. You know, you've got the
That was
X
a cute
combo.
attempt. You
Yeah.
see that? Let's smoke sitting on our X Kunkka.
Oh, Vision. Jump in. Crush connects onto 2. GPK backs out. Torrent. Not going to connect on anybody. Rebel pops BKB, turns the fight. Good BKB afterwards, but they get GPK right on top of him. Finds the Monkey King, and now it's everybody for themselves. Watson wants to go for the rundown here onto DM, hoping to find his way out. TPs afterwards, the crush back towards the mid. Chase, maybe a turn? Okay. They get Pure as well. 4 dead, DM the only one left alive, and this DD Lina just ripping through him.
Overgrowth. Good spell. It,
Oh, yeah.
it feels like they just can't fight, you know? Just controlling the BKBs. If you use them early, you get stunned after. If you get stunned first, pops BKB in a bad situation.
God
And,
dang.
You know, that's just nice Dota. Great purchase of this Blink Dagger. And every fight since has just been a complete wash. Just so easy.
What a sick showing from HellRaisers here. And I mean, if not for like what felt like an obvious draft loss in game number 2, this is looked completely into their favor. HellRaisers showing this region's not as simple as just VP and Spirit. There's some other contenders in here.
I would not get my fantasy cards for Eastern Europe. Not recommended. Just saying. Like I don't know who you're picking every matchup. Good luck. I'll stick to nice and easy NA Dota. Thank you, Kai. Those EG cards gonna treat me real well. I don't know who you guys are getting over here.
But at the same time, it adds this whole new element where it's like at any given day, like anything can happen here. Like who the hell knows?
Well, that's why it's the best to watch.
Exactly.
Spirit 1 TI. Anything's possible.
Man. Well, Roche now there, Aghanim Scepter ready to be consumed by somebody. 18,000 gold lead now. And HellRaisers in complete control of this one. Yeah, Blink Dagger Tree, absolute MVP over the last couple minutes.
It really has been. He's made, like, the fights are just simple.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. And a lot of that, again, just comes from vision, right? Because that's what Tree really capitalizes on, between, like, utilizing, make sure they don't have pillar wards so you can move through the tree line. And then you can just go for the big Blink ultis that are being scouted.
Man.
He's got 3,000 gold.
On
I guess
Tree?
he's just debating if he wants the shard or not. He's like, is it worth the invis right now?
Yeah.
Or, you know what every Tree player wants, I can tell you, is they want to go
yeah.
Ags, even though it's
True.
dumb. It's not good, guys. I'm sorry. It's just
I mean,
not.
it's so great, but yeah, it's not good. But it is great.
It's like, I think we've already won, guys. Let me delay this game for half an hour.
Yeah. Another X mark coming from Pure. Immediately runs away, and now they're hunting. And know right where that X goes to, but a big combo comes out, and they take down one. Tree dead. Gilgear also in trouble. As GPK will finish him off. On the other side of the fight, things looking a little bit scary for HellRaisers. Although, actually, with already taking down that Monkey King, he's coming back in for another round of this.
Yeah, but
buyback on the 2 supports. Maybe a chance. Can they bring down Pure? A ton of damage out onto him. Good Boundless Strike. But in the end, it was not enough. Rebel shows back up again. Tries to right-click down DM, but they have to retreat.
They can't stop the bear.
Yeah, it's too
They
strong.
couldn't do it. Great start, though. The Boundless Strike out of the tree directly into the Sonic Wave, cleaning up the Tree Protector. Instant buyback, though, from Malady. Wants to keep the pressure on and ensure that they keep their map control. As well as, obviously, just like, you have global assistance. That's why you always want buyback on Silencer and Tree Protector. I'll be able to help your cores no matter what.
Yeah, I feel like it was sort of the tale of 2 different fights going on right there. Like GPK being able to find those 2 supports and just shut them down right at the start. Great, but the cores are just too far behind right now. Like freaking 27,000 net worth for Watson at this point. And compare that to where he's 10K ahead of the Kunkka.
And these spider legs this whole game, too, have just been so helpful. Every time I look at him, he's just like skittering around there onto the next target.
I mean, I know that it's sort of a weird situation, but I can't help but wonder. I mean, I guess with BKB, it doesn't matter for Watson, but I was going to say like the shard for Kunkka or something to try and just get a little separation, but it just doesn't have an answer.
Yeah, part of the carry Kunkka, right? You miss out on some of that chaos factor that you get from the shard and the Aghanim Scepter, which, of course, usually is pretty frustrating for an Ursa to experience, but they already have so many damage problems that there's just no way Pure can go out of this build. This is what he needs.
Dual Scepter gets pulled back afterwards, but Watson came here to take some racks, and he's going to do just that. Meanwhile, Boundless Strike, jump forward, Hex afterwards, trying to find the finish. Can they kill the Lina? No! Not going to happen. Ilias does not have Golem at this point. Limitless still going to run in, blow him up. Watson, Yule Scepter up again. Couple of them caught together, jumps forward. That's going to be down. Wow. Malady turns, tries to hit it, and going to take down Pure. No buyback. Limitless likely to fall, although a Cookie living through this one. And a couple more punches.
Oh, deny him.
TP's out. Oh, he's fine.
Wow, I'm impressed they resisted the temptation. Well, the objective gaming was had there, so they did finish off the Megas. And I'm hoping that we'll see a Rapier queued up here pretty soon. I feel like that's the only option left now for Dear Pure. but it's a ways away.
Yeah, he's super broke. God, it's hard to see where you go as a Virtus.pro.
Oh, I know. You go to the small camp and pick up the optic because that was the winning play.
Ah, that's true.
That's what it
Lest
was.
we forget.
Yeah, that's never forget. It was destiny.
Yeah.
The Rebel,
Needed
the
it.
true MVP of the series.
We needed a name for it besides just Keen Optic, you know?
It was the optic of destiny. It was
Oh,
good
okay.
optics to get the optic.
You're just playing tricks now.
Yeah.
Are they even gonna? I wonder if they're gonna wait for the next Roche. I guess you can just get the next tier of items, but I'm kind of feeling like do whatever they want at this point.
Yeah, everyone's just like checking out their bank account. Make sure we got some buybacks. Keep clearing through our camps. AC finish for Rebel. That's a nice one. That's easy peasy. I'd like to see an Agnums on Guild Gear. Can we
Wait a
buy some
minute.
time? Yeah.
Click between the Lena and the Slardar a couple times.
Wait
That's,
a second.
Wait a
Wait
minute.
a second. I know that item.
I think I've seen
It's
that
okay.
one
Do you see
before.
how spread these fights are? It doesn't matter.
That's true. Dude, this game has just been wild. Been a crazy collection of missteps here and there.
That's how you know it's good Dota.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Well, nonetheless, a little bit of space being gained by Virtus.pro here as they can clear through some of these creeps and get a couple of items. Jump forward though. Hex, Watson want to blow him up, but the stun is there. Yules afterwards onto Slardar, has BKB. If they
Just
want to
run.
keep this one going.
Delay. You need Rapier. It's the only option. They need Rapier and they need Fatal Bonds, all right? My quick
Pure.
math says it's the only
Oh.
way.
It's just going to BKB TP out. They didn't even let him get the creep wave. Damn. Yeah, he's still a ways away from that rapier if that's what he wants to go
Rapier?
for.
Fatal Bonds.
Radiant's courier
Yeah?
has been
Don't lose faith. It's the only way.
But with their double AC, they have so much armor, Trent.
That's a great point, but unfortunately we don't have a choice right now.
Okay, that's fair.
All it's going to take is HellRaisers to just stand perfectly together.
Yeah. They're doing pretty close to that right now. Smoke up. A minute until Roche is capable of respawning. HellRaisers. Oh, danger, danger. They got Golem. Connects onto everybody. Fatal Bonds afterwards, but already dead. Pure is done. There was a hope for a moment that something positive could have gone on there, but no such luck. Ilias now also in trouble.
It's just the rundown.
Will
You remember
die to the
when
kisses.
you could Nature's Guys your allies? That's what that setup was. That was
Yeah.
when you're 30k ahead and you just Nature's Guys everyone would stand on the tree line.
Oh, yeah.
Good times. Thanks for
Good
the
crush
reminiscing there,
forward.
HellRaisers.
Take him down. Sonic Wave, not nearly enough damage as GG is gonna be called. And just like that, HellRaisers take it 2-1 over Virtus.pro. What an upset.
Nice.
A little misclick.
That was the
afterwards.
headset. That was the headset
Oh.
misclick, dude. I guarantee. That was Guild Gear popping off.
All right, send
Accidental
us.
pause.
Listen, give us some video of that. HellRaisers, if you're watching, send the video of it. Hopefully they have something somewhere.
Is that-
But
is that your
regardless,
Video evidence of no BM. Is that what I'm hearing right now?
I just want to see the pop off. That's
Yeah, I
all.
want to see the pop off too. We love pop offs all
So
around
tell
here.
us, lead us away with this one. What do you think?
I think we finally got a game 3, and well, I mean, it lived up to a little bit on the early end, and there's a lot of tactics and excellent decisions about Roche and second Roche that came in from HellRaisers, but in the end, all that mattered was actually picking up that keen optic. So thank you very much.
Absolutely. And with that, we're going to head it back to the panel to get some real analysis, hear what they have to say as we close out today. See y'all in a few.
Well, we got what we asked for. We had game 3, and maybe it wasn't the most competitive game 3, but the beginning was actually pretty good for Virtus.pro. They won their lanes as we said they should. They just was hard for them to snowball off it. I think the Ursa Slardar combo was a bit too strong for the Kunkka. There was a couple instances in the mid game we actually saw the Kunkka surviving that onslaught in the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, I think for the most part, this game
This is
how
the
I thought
highlights
it
here.
would.
Yeah, this is
The keen optic.
Keen optic, yeah.
all these heroes. No.
Yeah, so like GPK got really far ahead this game on his Quap, and so did the Kunkka. But there's a couple fights here, and there's a Roshan, and I guess I kind of mentioned before that I think if this game, the later it goes, the lack of real hard carry, or I guess I just say the matchup is not favored for Kunkka against Ursa the later this game goes. And if you add on like the little shredder and the corrosive haze, at some point this Ursa's just going to shred your carry, right? It's not an illusion based carry. You can't really get rid of this amplified damage outside of BKB. And yeah, the game kept going on, and every team fight became harder and harder, and I kind of talked about it as well, like this Warlock hero. Like, at some point in the game, I feel like he's just like a potato. He just doesn't really do much. When you have BKBs, he drops a rock. It's a mini stun. It's not like the Wyvern that he was playing in the other games. That could have made a huge difference in a game like this. Their late game was very limited, and yeah, they didn't snowball the game hard enough.
And the other thing I feel like I often see with Kunko and other teams playing as carriers, they're usually getting a mid or support, something that gives you more objective taking, whether it's Roshan or towers, which I don't think VP had. Because I got this early stat, and for me, if they are able to take Roches themselves and deny Roche from Ursa, this game is way easier for them. The fact that they lose one small fight and Ursa gets free first Roche, then later gets a free second Roche, which gives an Ag shard, which is really good on Ursa, like that is a big problem for them.
Do you find that the Timbersaw had the impact you'd expected him to have in this game? Because he was a bit, again, not the player himself, but the hero just seemed a bit absent. There was not much that he managed to do past the laning stage.
I thought he had a rougher laning stage than I expected.
Okay.
Because Ursa traditionally is a lane counter to Timber, but I feel like Tree doesn't really offer much versus Timber, right? So I think the Monkey sacrificed his Timber's game a little too much to help mid lane. And this Timber just never really had an impact in this game because his laning stage was just too bad. And if they couldn't shut down this Ursa, and he got as farmed as he did, it really hurt the game, I think.
I think the other thing that hurt their game a lot was that they let the Slardar get back into the lane with those kills. Felt like the Kunkka Warlock was crushing the lane, and then a couple times in a row, the Kunkka just played too deep and got picked off by this Slardar Snapfire, even though Kunkka was like doubling the CS of Slardar.
Might go to your point though, God, that there was just nothing to push, nothing to do, so they kind of had to push the envelope constantly to try to accomplish these things. Maybe that was their logic, which is why Kunkka was playing so aggressively.
I mean, I Fear was mentioning during the lane about how you were saying, like, you know, basically they push out the lane, then Warlock goes to pull, and it's the Kunkka's job just not to die there.
Yeah, I mean, Kunkka must have just played a little too greedy there. Like, he shoves the lane in, does about half of Slardar's HP pool per wave, and then that's going to shove the lane in, and then they're going to go pool on the Warlock, and they're just going to rinse and repeat it. All Kunkka has to do there is just not die, because there's a massive amount of kill threat on, like, Snapfire Slardar, right? And he just pushed his boundaries a little too much, and he got punished for it twice, and that slowed down his snowball even further.
We have an interview with that very Snapfire. It's Gilger, who's on the line with us. How you doing, Gilger?
Hey guys, I'm good. How are you guys?
Good.
No fear, big fan.
Hello.
Well, Gilger, you come in first game of the season for you guys. Completely new team. How have you guys been meshing in for this DPC?
Mashing in? Can
Like, how have you guys been? How's your coordination? How are you guys fitting in together?
I mean, it's kind of smooth. Like, if, for example, if Limitless has a good game, he will take over the game and just go basically everything he could. Well, when the game reaches some late game point, like some point in the game where like my core is big and my second core is big, like I'm talking about Rabel and Watson, they're just like taking it over. And in some crucial fights, like for example, like in the last game, you remember Smoke when we did on base, on the enemy base Smoke? That was my call. So basically, like the major moves that should happen, like for example, Smokes, like taking some area, that's me. That's kind of how it is.
I like that. So you got the incoming communication like already starting to work really well together. How was the process to create that? Like, what was the training like before the team started playing DPC?
I mean, it all started down with the tests, like tryouts, right? So we basically, I feel like the roster, like the first roster was kind of the same, but maybe flexed the 5. Not sure if I'm allowed to say that, but whatever. Yeah, and it just kind of, you know, like good. That's how good Dota should work. Like, you know, you don't have to overcome something like really hard,
right?
Just to play good. It comes naturally. That's how I feel. That's what Ace told me one day.
How-
And yeah, that's kind of how we went. Just naturally, like I'm calling this, like Limitless calls this, and then Rabel and Watson they calling some stuff, and then like Melody he also comes in when he has something to say, right? That's how it is.
and how was the change for you? Because you come from Western Europe and then you're playing in the Eastern European division. Do you notice a big change in the way that Dota is played here?
I mean, yeah, for sure. Like, for example, again, there's almost everything like different from the
Okay.
Europe. No, I'm not kidding because like there's the mentality, right? Like the way people see the game. Also, the fact that Team Spirit won the international gives the huge boost to all the CIS teams that we actually are capable of winning something, right? Something that big as an international because we haven't won anything like I don't know a decade, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's completely different. Like the people also. That's just it's too much to talk about. I couldn't. I
When
couldn't
it
really
comes,
explain to you.
That's fair.
no problem. I want to ask you about some of the drafts and picks. One of the game that didn't go so well with you, you guys had a Tinker strat. Was that something that you had kind of pre-decided and went into that draft saying we wanted to play this hero?
We knew that we were gonna play the Tinker and Bounty Hunter if they were not to ban it. I think the moment we got was it the second pick or the first pick? I'm still messing them up. So yeah, like the moment in the lobby, the moment we got the right, like, oh, dude, it's so hard to talk in English when you haven't
You're
talked
doing, you're doing
in
great.
a while. So basically, when I think it was first pick. So yeah, when we got first pick, we decided that we weren't gonna play with Tinker and Bounty Hunter. But we messed up with this draft. I feel like we should have. We just forgot the fact that we can actually flex Monkey to 4, right? And then just get another carry because like Jakiro kind of awful into Abaddon, and again like Bounty Hunter is kind of Abaddon kind of ruins Bounty Hunter. So yeah.
Yeah. Do you think looking back that like when the Abaddon came out, maybe you should have not gone for that then, or
No. I think we like. If I go back in time, we would definitely go again this route. We just put Monkey 4.
Okay.
And he just like destroys top, like no matter what heroes they have top. That's how I feel. Because Bounce Hunter is such a strong laner. I feel like it's kind of underrated.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I guess about the last game, I have a question about this Kunkka carry. Have you guys played against it enough now that you're comfortable and you kind of like know how to counter it now?
Unfortunately, I feel like we haven't screamed against it, but like we're aware of the fact that VP actually played it, right? We did like a major preparation on the VP. Of course, we don't want to underestimate them.
Yeah.
And we saw all the games with the carry Kunkka, and we analyzed them, and we knew how we're going to play this. So, for example, like you can see, like if you're going to look into the game, we're not like overcommitting them on them, and we're just like trying to play it smooth and clean, right? We don't want to feed him. We don't want to give him more than he can get, and that's basically the idea. And then we just like the moment our Ursa as a core who can out-trade him and out-hit him and kill him in the fight. The moment he becomes big and becomes capable of doing so, like we started to making some moves.
That was great, Gilger. You're so informative in these interviews. I hope you win again so you can teach us more Dota, man. So,
man, I hope they don't fire me for me saying that.
Don't worry.
Don't worry.
No
This is a
one's
secret.
watching.
Yeah,
This is
exactly.
the English stream, so you're
Ava,
good.
yes, hello.
you like my hairstyle?
I love your hairstyle.
Were you inspired by Team Spirit with the hairstyle?
Yeah.
Nah. Like I had the softer dark purple. Like I had just like purple like 1 year ago, and then I decided that I wanted this again, but like a bit darker.
I think it suits
Yeah,
your
I just like the
playstyle.
color. That's it.
Great.
Gilger, thank you for being here. Thank you for giving us this interview, and I wish you luck in the next match. I hope you have you again, genuinely.
For sure. Thank
Yeah?
you guys for having me. It
Take
was
care.
a lot of fun.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
See ya.
See, I like him because he matches my talking speed, and I feel I feel kinship here. No, that's awesome. He was like genuinely revealed all his strats.
Good shot call. He talks fast. I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, beating VP. I think he kind of touched a very little bit on the end. They spent a lot of time preparing for them, and well, the results they speak for themselves. And when you're playing DPC one series a week, you really have to go all out with that preparation for every single series.
Here we get the standings at the end of the week. So PugChamp probably the stars of the week because they managed to win 2 of their matchups. Monaco Gambit, okay. This is the first time I actually see a team that's not like either 2-0 or 0-2, right? Monaco Gambit kind of mid-table for now. And now we just saw the first win by HellRaisers. And surprisingly, probably people weren't expecting this by the end of the first week. Both Virtus.pro and Na'Vi on the bottom half of the table. Which, yeah, that's a surprise.
Still just week 1. We've often seen like teams who will start 0-1, 0-2, bounce back, and still even make it to a major by winning 4 or 5 of their remaining series. And I think VP definitely a team with the right players that can do that. But maybe the new young blood, especially the inexperience of their carry player, maybe can hurt them. Na'Vi, similar thing where maybe they figure it out. They've obviously got a ton of, veteran star power there. So curious to see how things shake up. It feels like a region where it's going to be a really like close fight for that second and third slot behind Team Spirit, assuming Spirit play in their TI form.
I like that you mentioned that because there's a lot of games happening, and I think we should know when they're happening. That's why we have a schedule prepared for you guys. What a wonderful production. So tomorrow, we're actually going to move on to Div 2, and we both have SCA and EU matchups happening here on the main channel because it's Div 2 day. I know Gods is going to be casting one of the SCA matchups.
Yep.
With X-God, of course.
Absolutely.
So the 2 gods together. And we're also going to have the EU matchup. I particularly recommend this one since we're talking about EU because Hydra is the new Kyrgyzstani team made by W Zayats. And this is one of the... Whenever you see a team that's full of nationals, it's a team that can, if they do well, genuinely encourage a region to play more Dota. And Team Spirit did that in general for Eastern Europe. Hydra, if they do well, and even if they go to Div 1 or to go to a major, could be the same thing for Kyrgyzstan. And Nemiga, a similar thing, but for Belarusia instead. One of the biggest orgs, and people will make the joke, oh, is this Nigma? Haha. But Nemiga is actually a river that goes by Minsk, one of the cities in Belarusia, nearby, actually in the suburbs, which is where Nemiga org is based. So stop making that joke. It's not funny.
There you go. But look at this. Day 2, Thursday, Spirit PugChamp. That's hype.
That is very hype, actually. I was not expecting this so soon, but PugChamp.
I don't think many people thought PugChamp would be like one of the competitors. They're turning to be into the hype team. They play twice again, so we'll see them also on Sunday.
And on a different way of hype, Na'Vi Empire. Now they get to show, can they actually, because Empire probably expected to be on the lower end. No offense to them, but someone has to be. Sure. And Na'Vi, this is kind of the make or break it. If they can't win this matchup, they're actually going to have to go into a bit of an emergency mode. If we go into Friday, there's Unique's proving ground, seeing if they can beat HellRaisers. They looked okay. The first match was against Team Spirit, so that's normal to lose, and HellRaisers will be a more even matchup for them. And then we go on to Sunday, where VP will get their second chance to prove themselves, as ASM Gambit as well will do. A very hype matchup between 2 teams that might be in the middle of the pack.
Yep. And VP obviously hoping to make that bounce back, winning both Eastern European DPC leagues last season, so not the start they were hoping for, but still plenty of Dota.
What do you do when you have a bad start? Do you give speeches to your teammates? How do you recover mentally from that? Because DPC is a very long, arduous process, so the mental game is important.
Yeah, I mean, I think losing your first overall series is like it's the hardest one for me, because like that's like it's a matchup where they probably didn't feel like they should be losing, right? They're VP. They feel like if anything, they should be losing to Spirit and maybe Spirit only. So they still have to play Spirit, right? And in this league format, you don't have many chances to lose, I guess, right? Mm-hmm. Especially if it's a top-heavy type of like bracket where you just know like the top 3 are kind of like these are the guys, and if you don't lose within those 3, they still have to beat PugChamp too, right? Who's on the rise, so they just have to hope that HellRaisers is actually that good right now as well, and they need to just up their game, and hopefully they can get some games off of like Spirit, they can get some games off of these other top teams so they can make it.
And even if they get third place, there's a big difference between second and third, because going to the major in the wild cards, it's hard to get out of those wild cards, whereas getting second means you're guaranteed group stage, where getting into the playoff bracket is much easier. So you definitely want to get top 2 if you can in your region.
Indeed, and we're going to have to see if that happens, but we're going to have to wait for next week to begin for that too, and for the storylines to begin again. We'll be back on the studio on Wednesday with some more Div 1 matchups. In the meantime, I do recommend you check out Div 2. It's a good chance for you to see some of the new blood, and of course, it's going to be on the main channel as well, courtesy of BTS. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. We hope you enjoyed this week of paneling and this week of casting, as we're going to say goodbye to you on this very Sunday, and we recommend that you tune in again next week. Hope you enjoyed, and goodbye.